This is more than a game. It's passion that fuels us. The action.
My goodness.
The excitement. The pride.
To the end zone. Touchdown.
Where stars emerge.
He got smoked.
Where legacies begin.
You're feeling awfully confident right now.
Where the future of football is taken to new heights.
Touchdown. Bam. He got whacked.
Get ready.
Just bad intentions. Wow.
For more football this spring.
Playing with some swagger.
A new UFL season kicks off on March 28th.
Okay, girls, everyone knows that Beaver's favorite food is wood. I just hope we brought along enough of it for our 3-day galactic space journey. So let's do the math. If Robin's beaver devours 6 inches of wood every half hour, and Jessica's beaver devours 8 inches of wood every 45 minutes, how much wood will I need to keep both of these beavers well-fed all weekend long?
While you figure it out at home.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello, good evening, and good afternoon for those who are actually a little further of the West Coast. Happy Saturday to those that are watching across the pond. This is your captain. This is El Capitan, a.k.a. Capitan Sport, a.k.a. the Captain, Ron Johnson. Welcome to the UFL pregame show. We are less than an hour away from quite possibly the most fun you can sit here and have in the spring, besides, well, all the parties that you want to sit here and have. Now, looking at this one as nice as I can, apparently the UFL already has their idea in mind of what they want to do. They're hoping for a little bit of this. That's right, folks. Right there on the cover of the UFL.com, they have the Houston Roughnecks shining bright like diamonds, like they always do. I'm not gonna hold that against them, but me, on the other hand, I'm battle hawked out and ready to go. No, I didn't change to the UFL's St. Louis jersey. It is on the list of things to do, but now I'm just kind of like, screw it. I don't care. Because, let's be honest, I still rock one of the best looking battle hawks jerseys there is, because call is always the law. And tonight, it's going to be fun for everybody because of the fact that we got ourselves Friday night fights in the spring. And for those who like to go and bear and get tortured by the cold, watching high school kids beat the brakes off of each other, you get a little bit of a chance tonight in the spring in Houston, Texas, which, let's be honest, Houston, I feel like it's a better city than that other little shitty shitbag titty fuck city in Texas. But that's just me. And Dallas, if you're mad at that one, that's just too damn bad, because you know who you are. But this ain't about Dallas yet. This is about Houston. We're talking about the Roughnecks, who basically were the uncrowned XFL champions when the season came to a close during COVID. It's about the Houston Roughnecks, who pretty much didn't really show up in the newest revamped edition of the XFL, who really didn't. Actually, I take that back. They did show up, but it wasn't as good as advertised. Then they go to the UFL. They get picked. They get selected to be one of the Texas Big Three. Now, just because LeBron made it good, just because Kevin Garnett made it good, doesn't mean the Big Three is always a good thing. Because what we've seen is that the USFL apparently had more answers than the XFL did. And that's probably our fault. But this is a new year. This is a new era. I still don't plan on saying congrats to the Birmingham Stallions. I'm just kind of hoping that maybe the refs will actually call these games right instead of just handing the Stallions wins after wins after wins. Who the hell you think you guys are? John Cena? Come on. But I digress. Tonight is good. Tonight is beautiful. And as you can see behind me, we have ourselves South Carolina looking to try to push themselves into the Elite Eight in a dogfight with the Maryland Lady Terrapins. The Lady Cocks are basically doing what they do best. And they're about 10.9 seconds away, and they have a 4-point lead. But the game's going back and forth for the entire second half. I've been excited about it. But we got ourselves something big coming, folks, tonight. Because I don't even believe the NFL has actually been at. The NFL's been all about Thursday night when people are literally tired and they're exhausted. It's come to the conclusion that maybe somebody's going to get it right. Either way, we got ourselves some football before the weekend starts in some people's cases. And in a little bit over about 52 minutes and counting, we will have ourselves Friday night fights. It's back. And this time around, it's going to be the St. Louis Bellhawks taking on the Houston Roughnecks. A little XFL action in the UFL's premier debut second season. Last season was great. Last season was amazing. Last season was pretty much, it was the shit. It turned out better than most people gave credit for. Now, granted, the championship game was pretty much ass, and it was, because San Antonio, after all the work they put in on keeping the Battlehawks out of actually defending their home turf in the championship game, now they get a chance to sit here and run it back and do it all over again just for the shit of it. Now the Battlehawks get a chance to sit here and rewrite the story. New quarterbacks, new era, new defense. Anthony Beck is feeling great about his team. So why not sit here and get on the call train? What's going to get me the most, what's going to bug me the most about all this is the fact that we've seen how it works when it comes down to it. But with this one coming, it's going to be a fun time. And I was marinating on it. I was thinking about it for about maybe the last 24, 48 hours. If I was going to actually do a live stream of the UFL game and do a little commentary throughout the game. And then I came to realize, or actually it got brought to my attention, that I'm loud. Not just loud, I'm boisterous, overzealous. I don't need a megaphone. I'm loud by myself. Gospel according to those who know me. But it's the UFL. It's football. It's my hometown team. Of course I'm going to be loud. It is definitely worth the price of admission. But let's talk about how the weekend is going to start out. Obviously tonight, we got the Battlehawks taking on the Roughnecks. It'll be Houston's dynamic offense looking to make a statement on opening night, while this reloaded, revamped, reignited defense of St. Louis will aim to sit here and put a plug on the rig of this home crowd in Houston. Houston plays great at home. St. Louis played better on the road. That should make things very interesting in all the right reasons. So that brings us to the weekend, because the game's going. This game's going to be here, and then it's going to be gone, and then we're going to move on to the next one. That's how the UFL is working this thing out. I'm going to bring this back up so that way at least everybody can see exactly what the crap I'm talking about, so that way you get it right. Following the Battlehawks Roughnecks game tonight, we will have ourselves a little bit of shine for the weekend. Saturday night, the state of Texas gets put in the spotlight. Dallas, you might want to pay attention to this because this is the part you're probably not going to like. The last world champion football team in the state of Texas will lock up with the last team to actually win the XFL championship in the state of Texas. It is the Renegades taking on the reigning, defending, undisputed XFL champion San Antonio Brahmas. Now, bear in mind, the Renegades shocked the world a few years ago, won the XFL crown, which in itself should tell you all you need to know, in theory. However, the Renegades didn't really do much last season. In fact, they were ass. But Bob Stoops has his team thinking a different way, acting a different way, reacting a different way. The Renegades look ready. Question is, does the Brahmas do? Because the fact is that this is going to be the first of several Texas showdowns. And naturally, the Renegades are going to be relying on that mad, crazy passing attack. And they will also be having home turf to go with it. San Antonio, on the other hand, wants to be able to erase and delete that infamous shutout they got at the hands of the Birmingham Stallions in the UFL Championship game. So, yes, this is going to be a game I'm going to be intrigued by because, obviously, depending on what happens tonight between the Roughnecks and the Battlehawks, this could end up being a team that's probably going to put up that stank, put up that funk, put up that top spot when it matters the most. That's going to be the biggest thing when it comes down to this one. But that's tomorrow. The Texas rivalry starts up. Gonna be big, gonna be fun. I'm actually looking forward to it because, again, Owens is looking to redeem itself. San Antonio's trying to do the same damn thing. The fact that both teams are trying to right ships when last year pretty much ended like shit for both. I'm looking forward to this one. Then we go to Sunday. Massive doubleheader. Beautiful doubleheader. We're going to have the Michigan Panthers versus the Memphis Showboats in Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Still can't believe that bank still exists because it's been existing ever since I was a kid. I'm stunned. But I usually would want to go over under for a game in Memphis. We've already seen how it works for the Grizzlies. How often do you think we're going to hear whoop that trick coming out of those speakers in Liberty Stadium in Memphis? Either way, should be fun time because of the simple fact, and this I can actually be honest on. This is going to be a fun time because Michigan's actually doing this without Jake Bates, their clutch kicker. But Michigan did great last year. They pretty much held their own against Birmingham in the USFL L division. Can they do it against Memphis, a team they know, a team that basically is in the same boat? Both teams are hungry. Both teams are young. Both teams want to get the season started off just right. Memphis looking to try to right the ship, especially with the fact of its coach pretty much taking a personal leave of absence as the season starts. Big thoughts and prayers goes out to Ken Wisenhunt. I have no idea what it is, but I'm sure we will all know in due time. But big shouts out and big thoughts and prayers goes out to Coach Ken Wisenhunt. And hopefully the Showboats will actually sit here and start their season off with a win. Michigan start our season off with a win as well. Let's just see exactly what happens. But that brings us to the nail biter, the big one, the bad one, the crazy one, the one everybody is waiting for. The two most dangerous, dominant teams in this league will collide in the land of the beer snakes, Birmingham, D.C. Birmingham will looking to defend its UFL crown, proud to get against probably the toughest team in the XFL, the DC Defenders, who pretty much play better at home. This is going to be a battle I look forward to just because of the fact that the Stallions proved last year, you could be about that life. Maybe. if you didn't have the refs in your back pocket. But then again, they said the same thing about the Chiefs, and look how it worked out for the Chiefs. Maybe wearing red might not be a good thing for any team. Red, magenta, purple, fuchsia, whatever the hell color you want to say here and put up there. But then you got DC, the defenders, who are ready, primed, wanting to right the ship, knowing full well that they came so close, not once but twice, to sit here actually making some noise when it mattered the most. And now they got a chance to do it in their crowd, in their home field, with the beer snake going all over the place. I'm looking more forward to the beer snake, but again, that's just me. As much as everybody wants to go with the crazy concept that, yes, this is going to be fun, this is going to be epic, it's going to be great, it's going to be crazy, it's still going to end up being a great time to be a fan of the UFL, which actually brings us to the biggest reason, the biggest story, the biggest wild card of the entire season. Players have been banging down the door, proverbially speaking, of owner of pretty much part owner Dwayne Johnson. Now, I know that there may be some questions. I know there's some things that's got to be said, but the biggest thing I am curious on is, will a deal be put in place before the end of week one? Because the last thing we honestly need now is another football strike. We see how well it's worked out in the past, and yes, throwing temper tantrums might be great in some cases if you're a toddler. But when we're talking about the fact that we finally get spring football back where it belongs, I'm sorry, but spring football. Some of us don't get the options of having that, which actually brings us to the other speculation. Now, the other speculation is that the UFL has been in talks about an expansion, about potentially expanding the league. And the front runner right now looks like it's going to be Seattle, or, God forbid, the state of Pennsylvania. That's the last thing that we need. The two teams from Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh and Philly, rubbing their asses on the carpets of the UFL like the Eagles pretty much did to have done to everybody the last few months. The one thing I will say though, if any city deserves a champion, and anyone deserves a shot at a championship and a shot at a team, it has to be Seattle. Seattle has a great fan base. They proved that when the Sea Dragons were actually in existence. They proved it when the Dragons were in existence. And oh Lord, here we go. OG, as much as you want that center of attention, I got some bad news for you there, bruv. San Francisco's not getting their team back. The San Francisco Demons are dead and buried, and it's happy. The world's happier for it. And let's be realistic. San Francisco don't need any more cluster. They're having enough problems as it is, but I digress. Um, I'm looking forward to basically all this fun that's about to sit here and have momentarily. The fact that we're going to be able to actually sit here and actually watch this thing. And as I said before, I may do a live play-by-play action for the game, but I got to honestly tell you, there's so many things that are going on in the world of football. At least the world of sports has been great. Opening day was fantastic. Big congrats goes out to my beloved Redbirds for getting that big win. For getting that big win yesterday. Big congrats goes out to the Blues, who basically are finding ways to win when it matters. And of course, big congrats goes out to the Florida Gators, who actually are now in the Elite Eight and will be playing Texas Tech, because like the 49ers and like the Cowboys, and well, kind of like my Ets's Ets. Apparently, Arkansas choked. Is anybody surprised by that? Let's be realistic. Do we know how this thing's gonna happen? It's gonna be magical to sit here and actually have everything back to the way it was. make people feel good about something again. Because truth be told, the country is shit, and we need something to feel happy about. For St. Louis, it really is all. It really is all about getting back to what makes them happy. And they don't take my word for it. Take theirs.
We love the moments, the memories, the magic, the game.
Touchdown!
So let's get more. More action. More celebration. More electric battle dome. More football. More of what you love.
As I sat here and said it, it doesn't get any bigger, any better than this. It is quite possibly the most fun you can have. You can have with your clothes on in public. And one of the big things I look forward to is just seeing exactly what the Roughnecks are going to do, because Roughnecks have always been a team, have always been that team. They have always been that team. And quite frankly, it's kind of one of those things of where you have to feel good about it. You got to feel epic about it. But I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt because, quite frankly, I am that person and I feel like being that guy. So, if I'm going to be that guy, here's some highlights from last season for those aforementioned Roughnecks.
With time, overthrows, and it's picked off. Overthrew a wide open receiver, and Cornelder taking it back the other way for Houston. He's going all the way. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Roughnecks.
Time that happens, what you're going to get is an opportunity for the defense to get their hands on the football. Right here, bam, a little tip, and there's Cornelder in perfect position to get that tip, and then it's all about the return. Beautiful job by his teammates, getting some blocks out in the front. Don't know what that offensive lineman was doing. He didn't even try for the tackle, and Elder goes the distance. We got a pick six, some fireworks here early, a punt block.
A gain of 15 to the 34. Sennett throwing on the run, got a man wide open. Once again, Chisholm, touchdown Houston. It's a touchdown for Houston today.
Well, this is going to pop wide open here on the right side. Why does it do that? Well, Sennett wants to run, and then right there, as he becomes a runner, you got both defenders right here on the outside for DC bite, and they stop, and Chisholm just walks behind him. He's wide open. The safety is late in his roll.
Just the Michigan offensive line from week 1, week 2 to now, it looks like an entirely different unit.
Look at the bomb from Bates here. That's from the 20 to the 5. Isaiah Henney has his seam to the 40. Henney is looking for the response to the 30. The 20 for Isaiah Henney.
Well, we talked about who's going to make that play. Who's going to make that big explosive play that flips field position or results in points. We saw the point for Michigan to receiver Marcus Sims. Here's Henney on a kick return. What I love about this is there's no hesitation.
Let me just go ahead and just give everybody else the props. Henny? That's probably the best last name you ever get. Hey, OG, change your name to Henny. People will start taking you seriously. Or at least sitting here drinking with you more. But, wait. Okay, this I actually want to see. JV football highlights. OG, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna come on here for this. You would not survive, and you would not survive in the UFL. JV football highlights. I want to see you go ahead and take one of them kickoffs back, and let's see how bold you are. I'm just putting that out there. So UFL, if you're listening, apparently my fam here, he apparently thinks he can actually play in the UFL. I want to see this. I actually want to see this happen because I need a reason to laugh my ass off. But that's just me. Here's what it is going to come down to, folks. And here's the one thing I'm actually happy about is that we are literally just a few mere moments. We're about 30 minutes away. And you can run a 420 Is that with or without the TV in your hands? Because I'm curious about that part. Here's what I will tell you. When you got a UFL team that actually sits here, because I'm actually curious, because if you were as good as you say you are, when they had the open tryouts, how come I didn't see you? I guess that bugs me just a little bit. Like, like if you, it's the ones that gets me the most is the ones that say they're as good as they claim to be. And the one thing I've actually come to learn is that too good for trap. As I said before, folks, I put this up here for a reason. Can't fix delusional. There is cocky, and then there's arrogance, and then there's my bloodline. And here's proof right there. OT seems to have this little crazy thing of where he thinks apparently he can run a 420, he can play in this league, and this, that, and the other. I gotta tell you, I still want to see him actually play it. I want to see if he actually has to get the back of the words. If he actually can make one of these teams, I will actually give him a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. I will actually sit here and give him a little something to feel good about. But again, he wants to highlight. It's not go. It's in this very case, it ain't about him. If we're gonna be honest, it ain't gonna be about him. It's actually about, well, I want to show this, because since how he just sat here and boasted about how he's too good for tryouts, I gotta ask you, you're as fast as we're maybe a little faster. Fast is one thing, but now my question is, are you as good and clutch as Justin Hall?
Jared Garantano takes a deep shot for Hall. Downfield, and he hung on to it. To the 21, and he got blasted.
Mama, there goes that man. You saw the pump, saw the double move by Hall, and he focuses on the ball. Not only has the reception, but accepts the contact.
Jared Garantano.
I mean, I guess I'm asking for the peanut gallery in the room, because we all want to know. Justin Hall got hands to go with the speed. Oh boy, here we go. Oh boy, this is cool. I'll let y'all. You know what? I know somebody's gonna say something, but I'm going to move to catch a few highlights. But let's sit here and see exactly what's happening. Since we got a good 30 minutes before kickoff, and my fam thinks that he pretty much can overtake anybody, as you try to hit my hardest to kind of hear me laugh my ass off at the same time. Here's some highlights from last season's meeting between tonight's competitors, the Roughnecks and the Battlehawks. Just a time filler, if anything else.
His fourth sack of the season.
On the right side, and you're going to get a little bit of a stunt coming over from the right side of that defensive line, and that stunt is able to get home. They can't squeeze down far enough to that home position there, right on the dot behind the quarterback.
And on second down, Thompson is buried. Willie Harvey. Before Thompson could look upfield, all he saw was a blue and white 51. Done in professional football.
White side.
Karen from a clean pocket and on the run finds Hakeem Butler all the way down to the Houston 31.
Well, they're doing a great job here of attacking the whole.
You got coast to coast. Set. White side.
On third down, McCarron looking deep, looking for the end zone. It's underthrown and it's intercepted by Markel Roby. Roby returning it out of the end zone and down shy of the 20-yard line. The ball popping out as he hit the ground. They're ruling him down at the 18-yard line where it'll be Houston ball after the pick.
So seeing what I'm seeing so far, you know what, OG? I'm going to ask you. You really think you can hang in this league? I'm going to ask a $1 million question because I actually am curious about it because you talk big, but do you have to go to back up to back up the words? That's my biggest question when it comes to you. And it's going to be one of those things where I'm going to look real good at it. I'm going to focus very solely, carefully on that. I want to actually see if you actually got what it takes to have to get back up the words on that. Oh, you can? Of course I can hang with you. And I'm even calling it. Of course they can hang with you. This isn't one of these things where I'm sitting here knocking the skills. It's just a matter of seeing these skills put to some good work. And if you happen to have a UFL team close to your neck of the woods, I'd say let's go find out exactly how good you really are. Because now I'm curious. And of course I'm going to be curious. Everybody else probably is going to be curious about it too. Because you talking the big, but you're kind of not. It's like, impress me. Impress me, my dude. In fact, let's do a little impressing. Can you do this?
Heavy, JJ, 180, right side.
McCarron floats it down the sideline. Jump ball! And Hakeem Butler with his 4th touchdown grab of the year. He's just too tall.
This read by McCarron. Richardson tries to stay on top, and so what does he do? Just go right to the back shoulder, and he drives that ball outside onto the back shoulder. That's not floated to the back of the end zone. Hakeem Butler.
What? Okay, whoever is near my cousin, show us video of how good he really is, because there's this phrase, keep your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them later. And I got a feeling he's, as it said out of my old high school era, talking out the side of his neck, so to speak. And I don't know. I think you wishing in one hand and shitting in the other and seeing which one fills up first. But hey, if it works for you, it works for you. Because the biggest thing here is that we got football starting up, folks. We're about a good 26 some odd minutes away. And the biggest thing to come to realize is that as Skip Holtz prepares his team to defend yet another title, there is a team that is lurking in those shadows. And no, it's not DC. No, it's not San Antonio. No. Hell, it's not even Houston. But hell, our league, our division has been the most competitive. If we're going between who's been the most competitive division so far, USFL league L division has been a 2-team division, Michigan and Birmingham. The XFL division, it's been all of them, and Arlington starting to make its trek. Anthony Beck has the Bellhawks thinking in their heads, forget about what happened last year. Their focus, their sole purpose, their sole mission right now is winning a championship. Now, bear this in mind. Houston is trying to sit here and right the ship on their own. And the biggest thing is there's so many things going on. We got AJ McCarron no longer with the Bellhawks. Bellhawks starting with a whole new quarterback. The defense pretty much was the main focus of Beck in the offseason. Do we still have that running? Do we still have that running game that we had one lifetime ago? Do we still have that fire, that fury, that passion that we had one lifetime ago? Are the Battlehawks as good as advertised right now with the fact of what's going on? Can they right the ship? Can they get it right? Can they get it done when it matters the most? Because the fact is that this is exactly what we wanted it to be. We get exactly what we want, and there isn't really much that can be done on it. Well, almost. There is at least one thing we basically come to a realization on. And I think everybody kind of basically realizes that. And again, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just hyped up about this mess, and maybe I'm just ready for something good. In any event, we get something of what we got. We get exactly what we wanted. And I personally am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it more than anybody ever expected to. Because while this is basically while there are some people that are still not sold on the thought of spring football, there's some of us that actually are embracing this in every sense of the word. Great moments coming, great things coming. A lot of impressive moments are going to be coming about. A lot of players who you probably don't remember are definitely coming back. And I look forward to it. I look forward to all of it. I love this game more than anybody will ever imagine. And I'm not the only one.
We love the moments, the memories, the magic, the game. So let's get more. More action. More celebration. More unforgettable. More football. More of what you love.
Tonight's tonight. And it's going to be a good night. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a necessary one. Now, obviously, our biggest questions are going to be answered in every sense of the word. With everything that is happening right now, there is no question that we have reached that moment. We've reached a moment where we've been waiting patiently. And to be as realistic as possible, there are some of us that have been waiting more than others. Now, while OG there is saying that he pretty much can take on everybody, there was a player that actually got everybody's attention last year. I wanted to see if you guys remember the infamous this guy. I want to see if I can actually bring him up here, see if he actually comes up there. There we go. Here he is. I've been wanting to see this guy for a good hot minute. They call him, well, actually, I think I'll let him introduce himself. Because if anybody deserves it, it's him. So, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the man, the myth, the legend himself.
For the Brahmas, Trey Williams back deep to receive. For the Showboats underway at Liberty Stadium in River City is Williams from his 15. Looks for a little momentum, finds it, and a crease, and a big gainer all the way into plus territory. Half. That's what I heard right there. We've got a math major, but I think we do, in fact, have a ball game. A one-possession game, an intriguing notion for the Brahmas, who have brought the drama, as you indicated, Kirk. They did score another touchdown. Would you go for the game-tying two-point play or go for the win from the 10-yard line with a three-point conversion?
If you're trying to figure out in your head who in the world we're referring to, they call him Destroying. And this guy, well, this guy is actually pretty good.
The iPads, there's none on the sideline. So all these innovations are what the NFL says. Maybe we try this or try that and see what works.
Donald DeLahaye, very famous, booted it away to Puka Williams, speedster, former Kansas Jayhawk, and he takes it out toward the 40.
Oh, if you're trying to figure out who he is, focus on 19.
An Uber coming to the game, and one fan from San Antonio said, you know what, because the Cowboys lost to the Packers, I became a Brahmas fan. So even other fans of other leagues are starting to cheer for the Brahmas.
Never too late to get on the bandwagon. Puka Williams to the 35 if there's ever a tackle. They're going to motion here on 4th down and 11, and the punter, Brad Wing, takes the snap. He wants to throw. Brad Wing lofts it downfield, and it's caught to the goal line. Touchdown! It's the center, Alex Millette. It's mayhem.
Brad Wing's going to motion. Boom, let's pause it right there. That, as you see right here, Alex Millette was lined up on the edge of the line of scrimmage, so he was an eligible receiver. He's the tight end. That's where he was lined up. And so the reason this play works is not that he was lined up at center. No, he was lined up as wing.
He finds the guy who was never the option in Alex Millette. Folks, again, this is the goods. This is why you lock in on the United Football League. Puka Williams got away, and then he gets wrapped up in the UFL. Destroying. Donald DeLahaye gets it away. And Puka Williams takes off. Out across the 25, and he gets swung down.
We scored. It's a nice job by your left guard, 66 there.
Absolutely. Our O-line played their butt off right there.
Thanks, AJ.
No.
So again, iPads on the sidelines with live video.
I do find it interesting, though. Donald DeLahaye was basically being a kicker in that time frame. But now, Destroying made it fun to actually sit here and actually play some football. And it was good. It was epic. I'm actually happy. I'm proud of that. Because every kid has a dream to be able to sit here and actually play some football. He got to see play his. And to say the least, he did exactly what we would have wanted. All of us who basically want to be able to play football, we are all about this, and we are not going to hold that against them. Speaking of tonight, or this weekend for that matter, there are some familiar names, and you may know a few of them from the NFL. Looks like we're starting with Kellen Mond, who is actually going to be playing in the UFL this season. Quarterback Kellen Mond was with the Vikings in the offseason. Brahmas cornerback Greedy Williams, who was with the Browns. Roughnecks quarterback Anthony Brown, who actually was with the Ravens. Offensive lineman Zach Banner, who was with the Steelers. And, of course, defenders cornerback Kelvin Joseph, who actually shockingly played for the Cowboys. I can't make this mess up. And we also got a pair of new head coaches who were getting their first taste of that UFL. When Ken Wisenhunt actually sat here and stepped away from Memphis for personal reasons, and Reggie Barlow took the head coaching job at Tennessee State for the Defenders. John DiFilippo, one of my favorite guys, who actually turned around Memphis last season, will step up to the plate to do it all over again And Shannon Harris will take over as head coach of the Defenders. And of course, Greg Williams, who's probably remaining with the team, he is rumored to join Barlow at Tennessee State for the moment. But Moose, and anybody who knows old school football knows who Moose is. Moose is pretty much saying to give him a little bit of time, help his new head coach navigate the season. His new head coach being Jim Turner, who is the former offensive line coach. He was a head coaching candidate for the New Orleans Breakers when the USFL was still there, but obviously he gets a moment to shine bright like a diamond. Jared Horton will remain as the defensive coordinator for Memphis, and of course, this is going to be fun. I don't think this is going to be the same kind. I think last year was a bunch of jitters. But I think this is going to be a league where everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody knows what's happening. Everybody knows what's going on, and it feels like it's going to be one of those times of where you just have to be able to embrace what is coming, which is the inevitable. And I think that's probably what's going to end up happening in regards to the new season. I'm actually trying to look at it right now. Mark Colombo, veteran offensive lines coach, will actually be joining the St. Louis Bellhawks, and Tom Cable will actually be joining the Roughnecks. Roughnecks head coach Curtis Johnson in Houston. So this should be fun. And now the big question is going to be the biggest question that we've had more than anything else is who's going to be the next Jake Bates? Because we saw what Jake did last season in the UFL, earning that starting job with the NFL and making Detroit take notice that kickers' lives matter. And of course, Brandon Aubrey, who actually got his start in spring football. So right now we got ourselves a little bit of a cluster going on because we are going to find out exactly who is going to be that next big one. We had obviously Destroying, who actually made his thing going before suffering that neck injury that ended his season. And the fact that the UFL kickers actually are more on point than NFL kickers, do not tell me the NFL is not going to be watching, because they're definitely going to be watching. Can Luis Perez actually sit here and get the Renegades back into that top spot? Can they get back to the South? Can they actually make things happen when it matters the most? Because Luis Perez, he got some little wake up call during that XFL season when the Renegades won the XFL championship, beating shockingly the DC Defenders. That's always a big deal. And as we are getting ready here on our side, I'm just going to say it like this. I'm looking damn forward to a little bit of XFL action, a little bit of USFL action, some flat out USFL action. And if you think that maybe I should ask Bob Stoops what he thinks about what the season's going to look like for Arlington, because Arlington's got a big party ahead, and that party is in the form of, lo and behold, taking on the defending XFL champs. The last outright XFL champions will take on the XFL conference champions in just a matter of hours. 24, if I'm not mistaken. Should be a fun time. Should be a good time. But Coach Stoops, you got something you want to add?
Defensively, we weren't up to par a year ago, so I really feel so far watching our team, I really believe we're going to be much better defensively. I really believe our secondary is going to be much better than a year ago. That'll give us a big step towards being a better team. And I believe overall our offensive line is stronger and better than a year ago, which hopefully protects the quarterback as well as we're able to run the ball. So in those two areas, I think we can be better. And I think you've got an outstanding kicker as well. And I think that can really help.
who better to see it? Let's be honest. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. And the fact's going to remain that as nice as I can put this, it's almost football time. And we are looking forward to it. And we're going to have fun with it. But since we are talking NFL, or at least football for that matter, does anybody know what Aaron Rodgers is doing right now?
This water's so clear. Are the clouds in the sky or in the water?
Seriously? This is who we're getting?
I can't wait for my new team to sign Alan Lazard.
Maybe he just stays here, you know? And just lives on a beach. Not likely.
Nope.
I think I'm gonna live on this beach. I'll make a sandcastle right there. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers' sandcastle.
Well, he's your problem now.
I don't know how I feel about aioli.
It's gonna be a very long season.
Yes.
That was a funny noise.
Now you sure you don't want him? Hard pass.
What if I just show up in the Vikings locker room and refuse to leave? I could take JJ McCarthy.
Probably thinking about how to destroy another organization.
Do you think there's any dolphins mating out here? Hello? Hello? Echo, echo.
Well, the Giants just signed Russell Wilson, so you're definitely... Wait, where are you going? I'm walking into the water and I'm not coming back. I get it.
Oh man, whatever team I sign with next is gonna be so stoked to have me. I think I'm part bird.
Oh my goodness. Whatever the hell drugs this fool is on, I don't want it. I'll be honest. I don't. I can't. You know what? I think we're going to leave it at that because it's almost time. And I feel like focusing on what's coming next. We are literally 5 minutes away. 5 minutes away from the start of the new UFL season. Question's going to be flat out, plain and simple. Can the Battlehawks get a little measure of revenge? Or will the Roughnecks shock the world and make a little history of their own? It's Battlehawks. It's Roughnecks. It's Friday Night Football. And the best part is, you don't have to freeze your ass off to watch it. I'm hoping my son didn't hear that one, but either way. Folks, we'll be back to you at halftime. Hopefully with a little bit more fun and a little bit more shenanigans. We'll keep you posted either way. Have yourself some fun. Enjoy the game. And above all else, caw is law.
Okay, girls, everyone knows a beaver's favorite food is wood. I just hope we brought along enough of it for our 3-day galactic space journey. So let's do the math. If Robin's beaver devours 6 inches of wood every half hour, and Jessica's beaver devours 8 inches of wood every 45 minutes, how much wood will I need to keep both of these beavers well fed all weekend long?
While you figure it out at home.
for ya. You in the presence of great.